At some point in our lives, we have to decide to stop the war. At some point in our lives, we need to lay down the weapons within. The arrows, the daggers, the bombs, the knives within. We need to stop warring on ourselves. We need to stop the inner conflict, the inner tearing, the inner anguish between the different parts of ourselves. The part of you that says you're not good enough, you haven't done enough, that compares you to others, that beats you up, that runs you down, that constantly attacks you. The war between that part of you and the part of you that has dreams, aspirations and hopes and wants to do good. The war within, between what you know you should do, what you know you're called to do, what you know your guts are telling you to do, what you know is the right thing for your own morals and ethics, and the other side that throws obstacles in your way, that runs you down, that says you can't, that drives you into yet another Netflix marathon to put off what you know you should do. At some point we have to stop that war. It might take a lifetime. It might take several lifetimes. It might take an eternity. But at some point we need to come home to trust. Not the foolish, superficial, modern pop psych, new age self-help trust. Not you trying hopelessly and with difficulty to say a stream of affirmations that you don't even believe in. Trust that is more than an idea or thought or projection or an effort. Trust that is a state of being. Trust that feels like an anchor. Trust that is like a comforting weight in your belly, like a gentle resting stone, bringing you back down to your center, back down to earth, to this resting place where you are anchored into the earth, anchored into life, anchored into the feeling that all will be well, that all is okay. This is not just an idea. This is not something you can rewire yourself towards. It's a body state. It's a body feeling. It's in your belly. It's in the center of yourself. It's in that cradle of your power, in your abdomen, where we begin our transformations, where we begin our efforts to change. If there's no transformation in the abdomen, there can be no lasting transformation in the heart or brain. Because it's here in the abdomen that we fall down into ourselves, down into our roots, down into our belly, down into our digestive system, down into our center of gravity, down into that point in our being where we begin, where we began, where the umbilical is, where the womb is, where we come and gestate out of mother. This physical mother connection is also a feeling of universal mother energy, a principle of nurturing safety and protection in life, the nurturing mother spirit that we can trust, that brings us trust. This is how we begin to reach trust, by going down out of our thoughts, down out of our head, and into the deeper body, into the breath, into the ground, into the stillness of the body. We learn trust not by thinking, not by striving to believe, but by meeting the deeper earth, meeting the breath beneath the noise, meeting that primal field of safety in the body. This is when the ancient stories help us, because the ancient stories and mythologies were not just random stories. They were guides, they were codes, they were maps. They were there to help you find these inner states of being, these inner feelings, these consciousness states in time and space, so you could recalibrate yourself, so that you can recalibrate and shift yourself back into that embodied wisdom state, beyond the mind, beyond the false superficial projections and affirmations which we don't truly believe deep down, which is why they don't work, or at least they don't work easily. The state of trust, the state of true trust, trust that sinks right down into the well, down into the center, down into that home of trust, down into that core. It's like falling into the abdomen within, falling deep into the well of yourself, beyond the physical. Following that umbilical thread back to creation. And you must understand this, that the abdomen, the second energy point, the second plexus point, is where your transformation begins. Many bypass this place, which is why this energy point often is sick in people, why there's back problems and bad stomachs, or just a weak sense of center. The heart and brain, where we make decisions, where clarity comes, focus sharpens. But it's in the abdomen, your energy center, your processing core, that we grow our power to be able to enact the heart and brain. Here we digest our rawest and hardest emotions. And if we skip this space, we never build that steady foundation beneath us, the deep, steady generator of strength. We need this core of energy to support the heart and brain work. And making your abdomen strong, unfortunately, means facing your difficult emotions, sitting with them, feeling them, allowing them to transform naturally. In the deepest heart of the abdomen, what helps us to find that core, that safety, that anchor, is to enter a story, the story of the mother, the story of unconditional love, the mother centered in calm and stillness, who offers mercy to the world, offers mercy to the self. There are many good stories of this mother, of course the most famous of which is Mother Mary. But there are aspects in many, many cultures of the universal supportive mother who gives mercy. The Egyptian Isis, the Greek Demeter, the Buddhist Tibetan Buddhist Tara, and the African Yamaya, and many more, often associated with water, the inner sea, this concept of an inner sea of calm, a place of stillness. This feminine, this Mary or Isis, isn't simply holy, pure, but it's the power of the universal mother, the deep stillness and calm. She rests in the place of the calm, eternal sea. She brings a sacred refuge, a place of mercy and compassion that holds space for those who are struggling, for those who are caught in fear and doubt, for those who just cannot get ahead. She lives in this place of calm and peace, and so she feels mercy towards those who are struggling. And it is this calm that gives birth to the true state of trust, a somatic, emotional state, not a mental state, not a positive affirmation state. It gives birth to true, beautiful, positive affirmation. This is when affirmations actually work, when they're coming from a place of somatic trueness. First, we anchor into the calm center and feel it, reaching for it when we ask for forgiveness, when we ask for mercy from that state of nurturing, calm presence that exists in the world and beyond the world. And we have to feel it, because our mind can never convince us that something is true. We have to feel it. We have to live it, to know it. And a beautiful, easy way to do this is to take your fears, your scattered energy, your disruptions, your chaos, and just go sit in the arms of the mother and let her bring you mercy. Mary and mercy are similar sounding words, that they're like la mer, the French for the sea. The idea of the eternal sea that is endlessly calm, endlessly alive, endlessly calling you home to trust. So if you'd like to experience this journey into trust using somatic embodied sound work, there's a link below where you can access that meditation by becoming a member on Patreon.